I'm a perk popper, she a skirt dropper. Ayy, big racks in, Big Mac 10. Chiropractor nigga, make a nigga back bend. Flip the script again, baller.
Alright, today we're going to react to a video by a YouTuber named Druno, and it's your life as every level of a satanic celebrity.
Level 1, the rejection. You are mid-song in an audition room where nobody is listening. The man in the center is on his phone. The woman beside him turned her chair away before you even started. You finish your song, but nobody cares. The man waves his hand without looking up and tells you to get out. You sit on the hallway floor with $11, a dead phone, and the wreckage of your 14th rejection this year. You are 26 years old and you have nothing. No contract, no deal, no future. But then, a man steps out of a stairwell. He tells you he heard you sing through the walls. He says you have something special. He says he can help you. But there is one condition. You need to be willing to sacrifice everything. He doesn't explain to you what that means. He leaves a card with only a number on it. He pauses in the doorway and says everyone at the top has already made the same choice. Will you? Level 2, the first ritual. 2 weeks later, you're broke and out of options. You call the number, but no one speaks. You give your address, and the line goes quiet. At midnight, a black limousine pulls up outside. The driver does not introduce himself. You drive for an hour through roads you don't recognize. When the car finally stops, you're at a private mansion. The driveway is lined with people standing perfectly still, each holding a candle. They stare ahead, completely silent. You are led inside. Stone walls, low ceilings, candles arranged in a pointed star on the floor.
I 100% believe this is true. I think this rapper's name is Lil Tony. He made a lot of like hood music, street music, or whatever you want to call it. Then he came out and he turned to religion and God, and I remember seeing a short about him pretty much going to a party like this, like an introduction with. They pretty much was saying he could blow up if he does some gay shit. I'll find that clip and add it in, but I do think this stuff does happen for sure.
Wait, you had an encounter with the devil?
Yeah, I got booked for a photo shoot. They took me all the way up this mountain. I was on top of the mountain. We finished the photo shoot. They have OD cars. Like, they got a 3-seater McLaren. They got a Ferrari. And I'm asking them, like, how y'all get all this money? And like, we do demonic rituals. I'm laughing. No, you don't, bro. I'm like, how you get this money? Don't put me on. I'm trying to get like y'all. Like, nah, we do demonic rituals. I say, so what type of demonic ritual? He say, the Illuminati never talk to you. I'm laughing. I'm still laughing at him. Why y'all playing with me? How y'all getting this money? They're like, no, for real. Leonardo DiCaprio do all the initiation. I'm like, what? I'm like, who is that? What is you talking about, gang? He giving me a list of people who all did. I'm gonna keep it PG-13. He was basically saying, either you let them peg you or you do oral and you'll get whatever you want. Tell them what you want. If you want to be the next big actress, next big whoever, I can take you to somebody. And all you gotta let them do is do what they want to do to you just for a night. That's what he was telling me. I'm like, hell no, I'm playing. So I'm still not trying to believe this. Now, while they doing all this, I'm trying to call my Uber. We on top of the mountain though. I don't got no service. The people who booked me left. After they leave, I'm in the car with the other dude that they called up to have a photo shoot with me. I get in the car with him in the 3-seater McLaren. See, on the way up, we go all the way up in the swivel, like all the way around the mountain. Yeah. On the way down, we take a right. So he not going the same way that we came up. I'm like, what the hell? So then that's what I try. I'm like, take me to go get some McDonald's, gang. He said, we not gonna take you to get no McDonald's. We spent all this money to get you up here. This face changed, gang. In front of me. You see Venom? Kind of like that. His face is probably about this wide. Like, face changed. I'm like, what the? Like, it's probably about like right here. Like, it threw me all the way off. I didn't know how to get out of the car. I would have been got out of the car. We in the 3-seater McLaren, so it's like a button you gotta push to get up out of there.
Gotcha.
Now he back it into somebody's driveway. He smack our mailbox. Now he hit the button and he get up out of there. I see the button. I'm getting up out of there too. I hit the button. Guess what? It's a mailman come out of nowhere. I run up to him. I'm like, hey, bro, I'm getting back your truck. He looking at me like, bro, yeah, no. I look at him. I'm like, bro, just let me get in the back of your truck, bro. Like, please, just take me down to the bottom. Please, just take me down to the bottom. It was God. He took me down to the bottom. And I called an Uber and I just left. And the people on camera, you ain't got to believe me. I don't care. I'm not lying. I really saw this.
I believe it.
That's what like made me know that the devil and God was real.
You saw the darkness.
I seen it.
And now you're in the light. But Jesus.
This is why I have to use my influence for good, like how you.
Robed figures stand in a circle, with their heads slightly bowed. You realize that these people are not performing, they're not pretending. They are inside a ritual, and you are joining them. A voice asks if you're ready to give yourself over, if you're ready to sell your soul to the devil. You don't have a choice. You step inside the circle, and you say, yes. Afterward, you walk back to the car, and something has changed. Not in the room, but within you. You have crossed the point of no return. You've just signed a deal with the devil.
My bad, I paused a lot. But that also reminds me of a clip. I'm gonna try to add that to with Jay-Z talking about when he signed Rihanna and how he was pretty much like, you either sign with us or you're out that window. And he said it like in a joking way, but I do think he was threatening her.
What's your audition with Jay-Z? Tell me what he said to you.
A really good audition.
And what did he say to you? He said something to you.
Oh yes, he said, we don't sing songs here, we sing artists. And there was this little pause, and I was nervous. But then he said, and we're interested. And there was this sudden feel of relief.
But then he said something about a window and a door or something.
Oh, then he said, he did it one more.
I did a lot of homework on you, Miss Lady.
He said, there are two ways to leave here, either through the door with the deal signed or through this window, and we're on the 29th floor.
The diva Rihanna. She's from Barbados?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's Bayesian.
Okay, she's Bayesian. How did you come in contact with her? I mean, did you fly over there?
No, Jay Brown had actually bought me a song. She had a song right now, and it's I wouldn't say massive because of her rules when I first heard the song. And then, you know, he kept going, Jay Brown, he kept being persistent. I was like, you know what, bring her by. And when she walked into our office, I was like, you know, she just had, it was just something about her. It was just, she had this, you know, it was just something about it. And then she performed the song, and I was like, okay. Okay, then, you know, we sat down and we talked. And they were talking about how she would stay in the studio and try to get the verse over, and then come back the next day. I was like, oh, work ethic, everything is there. So we signed it that night. We didn't let her leave the office.
Really?
The 3 in the morning was when that contract got signed. So from the meeting around 3, 4 in the afternoon, we signed it by 3 in the morning.
Wow.
That day I was absolutely certain.
Level 3, the handler. You get a job without even applying for it. The contract is 41 pages. You sign without reading all of it. The same evening, a woman appears at your door. She shakes your hand like she already knows everything about you. Sarah is your handler. She manages which events you attend, which relationships survive, and which people you are permitted to speak to. She slides a folder across your kitchen table. Inside is a song, fully produced, mixed, and mastered. You press play, and you hear a voice that is identical to yours. The exact texture, the breath between the lines. But you never sang a single word of it. You ask her who wrote this. She tells you it doesn't matter. And so, you publish the song. Level 4. The viral sensation. The song drops on a Thursday. By Friday, your phone does not stop ringing. You read the number of streams every second. The numbers just keep increasing by the millions. You call your mother. She cries before you can finish your first sentence. You both sit on the floor and just stare at each other, amazed. Your face is plastered across magazine covers that you didn't even know you were photographed for. Your first headline show sells out in 11 minutes. The people who rejected you? Well, they start calling. All of them. But in the middle of it, you watch your music video for the first time as a viewer rather than as an artist. And you notice it. A symbol, geometric, precise, almost hypnotic. A pointed star appearing in every single frame in one form or another. In the background, in the jewelry, in the lighting itself. You watch it 3 times before you accept that this is how things are going to be now.
Rihanna videos, Jay-Z videos, Madonna videos, Beyonce videos. Like, there's so many people that have like that symbolism in it. A lot of black and white checkered floors, Baphomet symbols. Beyonce fucking dressed up as Baphomet when she performed.
You are now owned by the devil. Level 5. The symbolism. Your handler presents the concept for your debut album. It's extraordinary, hypnotic. It will make you a celebrity. But as you go through it, you begin to notice what's hiding inside. References to Satan embedded in every track. specific symbols woven into the staging, the props, the hand gestures your choreographer is teaching you. Nothing is accidental. Every detail points in the same direction. It disturbs you, but this was the deal you signed. The album is published. The mainstream press calls it legendary, but certain online communities begin to notice. They point out every symbol in your videos. They're right about everything. You watch the comment sections fill with the correct observations, but then they're buried, mocked, deleted. Your handler laughs. Your satanic messages are reaching millions. But it's time for more. Level 6, the inner circle. You are famous now. Your handler tells you it's time to meet the important people. You are flown to a private island which doesn't even show up on the maps. 11 celebrities sit at a long table.
That's another thing, like, since that just came up with Epstein's Island, I believe there's so many more islands like that that we just straight up don't know about, that are not on maps, that we will never know about. I feel like we got lucky even hearing about the Epstein Island.
Every face is one you've seen on screens your entire life, but in person, something is different. The warmth is gone, their charm non-existent. They look almost soulless. The celebrity version of each of them, with the happiness and charisma and what made them special, was all a lie. An artist you worshipped since childhood puts a hand on your arm and says, "Welcome." His eyes terrify you to the core. His stare makes your body want to run away, but you can't. A silent man at the end of the table speaks last. He says that they've been waiting for someone with your specific talents for some time. He tells you that you need to do more for your god now. It is time to make you a serious asset. You will become important to Satan. Level 7, the sacrifice. Your handler arrives at your apartment. You never gave her the address. She sits down. She says what you have been given comes at a cost. The cost has not yet been collected. You need to prove your loyalty. You need to make a sacrifice. She tells you she made her own sacrifice 22 years ago. She says you stop feeling bad about it after a while. She says you come to understand that the sacrifice is not a loss, it is a gift. The proof that you are serious, that you have given yourself up to evil. You don't sleep for the next 3 days. You're not a victim anymore. You are a slave to your god. Level 8, the blood price. They tell you what the sacrifice for becoming a superstar is. It's someone you love, someone you care about. It's your best friend. You hesitate, but your handler says refusal is not an option. You have no choice. Reluctantly, you nod. They give you the name. You're given the tools. You are given the location, and you are given a time. This is not symbolic. It's not a metaphor. It's real blood. Real sacrifice. You tell yourself you can't do it. You tell yourself you'll refuse. But you've sacrificed so much for this. What more is one person? You are driven to the location, your tools in hand. The ritual begins. You do not remember the act itself. Your brain has blocked it out. But you remember the feeling, the emptiness, the disgust. Your masters congratulate you. They tell you that you did well. You drive home in silence. 10 days later, the body is found. The media calls it a tragedy, an accident. Nobody suspects you. Nobody ever will. You traded their life for your dream. This is the cost of success. Level.
Yeah, I feel like so many of these celebrities, once they do that sacrifice, like they're just in too deep. I feel like a lot of them are fine with it and they live like their life normally, but then you'll see people that they get all this money and power, and then they all of a sudden they're depressed, and they just start doing a lot of, I don't know, like their whole personality just changes.
Level 9, the transformation. 10 days later in the studio, something changes. Music pours out of you unlike anything you've made before.
And see, he has this like, whoever made the Druno guy that made this video did a lot of dope details and stuff. This chain right here where it's like a cross, but it's upside down. I think I saw a key Glock with one. I think Lil Uzi Vert has had one. And it's just crazy, like they put that shit right in our face.
Anything you've ever heard before. Your producer quietly removes his headphones after the third take and looks at you for a long time without speaking. He asks you, "What's happened to you?" You don't answer. Your career explodes overnight. Every song goes to #1. Every show sells out within minutes. Critics call the album a masterpiece and reach for the largest words they have to describe it. Transcendent, legendary, once in a generation. But not a single word in it belongs to you. You understand now that you are a doorway. Something with full access to your soul is using you to reach 300 million fans. And those people are receiving it with their arms completely open. You begin placing things inside the work. Not because your handler instructs you to, because you want to. Inverted symbols embedded in the lyrics. Reversed phrases in the outro. Small, deliberate signals encoded into things people will stream while they sleep, while they drive, while they're young enough that it will shape them permanently. You need to serve your God, and this is how you will serve him well.
Yeah, I feel like once they do a blood sacrifice or gay shit, like, then at that point they're like, all right, fuck it, I'm just gonna go all the way with it, and they're fine with doing the satanic stuff themselves.
Level 10. The Puppet. Your handler is pleased. She arranges a meeting with the people above her. Not handlers, not label executives, the actual leaders of the operation. The CEOs, the strategists, the politicians who appear in the news. They hand you a document. It contains everything you must do. Which ideas you are required to publicly amplify. Which cultural positions you are to signal. Which positions to speak about. You have 340 million followers who will do as you command. They move when you move. They buy what you sell. They think what you tell them to think. They are under your control. But none of it was with your skill. None of it with your talent. It was all arranged. The platform was built for you before you arrived. And it did not come for free. You've paid the heaviest price. You sold your soul for it. Level 11. The Attack. You are worshipped by millions. Your image is everywhere. Billboards, posters, phones. You have become their god. But there is a problem. Your success is attracting unwanted attention. A journalist spent 4 months building a case. He has documents, financial records. He traced your label back to the ritual where everything began. You are petrified. You could lose everything. You tell your handler. She doesn't panic. Before the story ever reaches a single reader, it's gone. Not suppressed, erased. The journalist is removed permanently. He unfortunately died in a brutal car accident. Every trace of 4 months of documented work disappears from the internet as completely as if it had never been there. Your handler tells you that the Satanists did what was necessary, a choice they would do again, no matter the cost. After all, Satan comes first. He always has. Level 12. The Awakened. At an awards night, a legendary artist is going crazy. He wants to leave. He wants to be free. He moves deliberately. He knows where the cameras are, and he navigates through their blind spots. He reaches you in a corner and puts his mouth close to your ear, saying 4 words. They can hear everything. Then, security is on him immediately. 2 men appearing as if from nowhere and pull him away mercilessly. Within a week, the operation dismantles him completely. His reputation is destroyed by a coordinated...
Yep, they'll say you're bipolar, you're crashing out, you're on drugs, a whole bunch of crazy stuff. Like, I remember when Kanye went on his like little rant and went crazy. And then the text message of him and his I forgot who it was, like his gym coach or something like that, came out, and the coach or whatever was telling him pretty much act right or we're gonna drug you up again and you'll never be the same with your kids or some shit like that. I'll add it into this video, but it's just fucked up how they did Kanye.
Campaign across every platform simultaneously. His streaming numbers collapse. His tour is canceled. The news says that he is unstable, that he's a bad person, that something was always wrong with him. You never see him again. You don't know with certainty what happened to him, but
Kanye is one of those people that went all the way and did the sacrifices and probably gay shit, and then he realized, like, hold up, I need to get the fuck out of this, but it was already too late. And when you try to do that, like, you're gonna get slandered until people hate you. I think Kanye's a genius, and I think he tries to expose a lot, but he just has so many people like trying to shut him down. So saw what happened with Adidas, with his kids and the Kardashians and stuff like that. It made him look like a bad person.
But you know what you saw in his eyes in that corridor, and it was not insanity. It was someone who had seen everything and decided the truth was worth more than the consequences. You begin to doubt everything, but then your handler comes to speak to you. Level 13, the final offer. Your handler calls you to a basement meeting. She says there is a tier above where you are, a level so secretive that you are not permitted to know it existed until now. The people at that level have a different relationship with what you serve, not transactional. Total. Entry requires a grand sacrifice.
And that's like, first people that come to mind is Beyonce, Jay-Z, Lady Gaga, the witches in the fashion industry and stuff like that. Like, I think they're at that level.
She tells you that the reward makes the sacrifice worth it. You must sacrifice your parents. She says it calmly and reassuringly without any sign of remorse. She says it's the final proof of complete surrender. The last thing a person holds on to is family. Releasing it is the completion of your journey. But you tell her you can't. You've sold everything they asked for, but you can't do this. The warmth in her eyes does not fade gradually. It simply stops, like a light switched off. She looks at you with a stillness that is worse than anger and worse than violence. She simply nods twice. The door behind you bursts open, and you turn just in time to see the baseball bat coming towards you. When you wake up, your handler's people have released a statement. You've retreated from public life due to exhaustion, a sabbatical. The public sends their love. Your fans leave messages of support. You are detained forever by your masters. But your content keeps running. The videos stay alive. The satanic symbols stay in the frames. The reversed phrases, they're still there. The 340 million followers keep streaming, keep being influenced by the most evil creature on Earth, whilst your handler continues to generate billions every year. You are gone, but the work continues. Even in your absence, you still serve evil. You still serve him.
Dope video by Druno. Yeah, I think like that shit really happens. Like, say no, or you decide you want to try to get out, and you're getting locked up, fucking possibly cloned. I don't know if they actually clone people, but and then you die from a drug overdose or a shooting, and they keep collecting money on you. But that'll be it for today. Like and subscribe. Peace.